Hey, my name is Chris. I live in Las Vegas and I love Keytars. And today I wanted to take a moment to talk about the differences and the similarities between meditation, mindfulness, and maybe throw in a little music therapy in there. So, if you hadn't noticed, in some videos, I play a little bit of music on a loop and I'm sitting around burning incense and got candles and crystals all set about, right? So I'm doing this thing called meditation or mindfulness. Now, what is that? Scientific studies in psychology have studied mental exercises like mindfulness and meditation and the benefits of those exercises for the participant. So when it comes to these two different practices, and they are two different practices that are linked, and they are brother and sister or sibling or something of the rather, but the deal is the benefits of both meditation and mindfulness are lower blood pressures. Sometimes some people will feel heightened awareness in their surroundings. It's good for practical problem solving. Let's say you have a particular issue in your life and you don't have the answers to that issue. Sometimes sitting around and meditating on the problem, on the different aspects of that problem, will usually come to a sort of solution. As well as it's a great activity that doesn't take a whole bunch of work in order to get some good old-fashioned self-care and rest. Now, again, these are both the benefits of meditation and mindfulness, but there are differences between the both of them. So, when you think of the word meditation, more than likely you're picturing this guy, or you're picturing a Buddhist monk sitting in a cross-legged position, maybe doing a mudra with their hands. A mudra is really a gesture that you're making in order to make you concentrate more on the activity that you're doing at the time. And transcendental meditation, or meditation in that fashion, where you're envisioning a Buddhist or a Buddhist monk in a meditation. The point of that sort of practice is to, of course, separate that person from outside stimulus in the world in order to take themselves out of all of that stimulus in order to get some sort of enlightenment or understanding either within themselves or outside of themselves. So let me go further into detail. So when it comes to meditation, you want to go to a state to where you're taking away all stimulus. Sometimes it's done in an empty room, sometimes it's done in a dark room. If you're advanced, you could do it anywhere. But the whole idea is you want to get yourself in a state to where there's not a lot of distractions. And you're supposed to separate yourself from your everyday normal thoughts and activities. And the whole point of that is to differentiate everything that is you and then everything that is outside stimulus in order for you to compartmentalize those things, hopefully to get to know yourself better, hopefully to analyze your problems better, maybe to not be ruled by your past or worried about your future. The whole idea of meditation, it was really funny about meditation because I've done meditation for years, everyone thinks they're doing it wrong. And the funny thing about meditation is there's no way to really do it wrong. They always think that I have all these intrusive thoughts and they're interfering with the meditation. I don't feel zen. I don't feel like I'm in that super magical place. The deal is human beings, our minds are always working. And it is literally impossible to turn off all of those thoughts. So honestly, the trick with meditation is to just let each and every thought happen and then let it float away as you experience them. And then go back into your meditation. Let's say you're working on some problem, you're trying to think about a problem, the solution of a problem, but all these outside thoughts keep getting in the way. Just let those thoughts happen, let them float away, and then you will go back into the point of your meditation. And again, meditation can be done in many different ways. I've seen people, they go inward, they turn off the lights, they close their eyes, they go into some relaxive position, and they meditate, they concentrate themselves on the inner parts of themselves. They try to see who they are on the inside. Some people do the exact same thing, but their concentration is on the outside. They're projecting their mind to the outside world, to things that are external from themselves, hopefully to get some sort of understanding or enlightenment with their current life situation. Now, mindfulness has all those same benefits, but the practice is completely different, even though people conflate them. Even I used to conflate them. Lately, I've been doing a lot more mindfulness exercises than I have meditation, and I will tell you why. Mindfulness, in comparison to meditation, has to do with collecting all the stimuli in the place where you are at that time and to feel everything. The whole idea of transcendental meditation, coming from the Indian practice and from Buddhist practice, is to separate yourself from all desire, from all stimuli, from this world, right? You're supposed to ditch all of that and just be your more purest form, yourself, your true self in the spirit form, in your spirit self, right? That is meditation. Mindfulness is the opposite. You will get all the same benefits, but the whole point of mindfulness is to be 100% plugged in to the situation that you're in at the time, to where you notice everything around you, the sights, the smells, the feeling of the ground underneath you, my butt touching this chair, listening to my breath, feeling my heartbeat, feeling the cold of the wind, feeling the warmth of the sun. You want to be hyper aware of all of these things when you are doing mindfulness. And the funny benefits about mindfulness, and the exact opposite of meditation, some people in meditation, they fly off away, they're disassociated from reality around them. Mindfulness is the exact opposite. You are attuned to the reality around you. And some people have noted they will have heightened senses, as in you can hear stuff way far away that you normally wouldn't have been able to hear. Or you could see things far away that you probably wouldn't be able to see when you weren't trying to see them. The whole idea is that people will experience hyper awareness when they're doing mindfulness, and if you practice it enough. Now, of course, I'm a musician, of course, I'm a hippie, so the big thing that I really love to add to my mindfulness practices is music. And the whole idea of music and music therapy is to create sound and use that sound in a beneficial fashion in order to, again, cognitive behavioral therapy, to use it to solve problems in your life, to use it for good old-fashioned self-care. Now, the cool thing about music is interactive. If you've ever been in a drum circle, anybody who's ever been in a drum circle could tell you that music is beneficial, that it's very spiritual, and that it brings you to a happy place if you weren't in that happy place to start off with. Also, it connects people. And the funny thing about playing music, and especially playing music on a loop, not only are you being interactive, not only are you being mindful for the current situation you're in, but at the same time, you are benefiting from the whole idea that you're creating art actively. So we're going to start off with that loop, and then we're going to add to it. By the way, I got my favorite instrument. I have a Keytar with me. I've got a drum, and I've got my favorite tones in this guy. We're going to add stuff on top of each other, like a bass, maybe a string, maybe a piano. We're making it up. I like that. The funny thing about mindfulness, it ain't always perfect.
better.